As Miller Lite presents tonight's historic Bellator 200. We begin the action now with 3 5-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division. Introducing first, the blue corner, at 6'4", weighing in 205 pounds even, the two-time Bellator World Title Challenger stands with 18 professional victories, 6 defeats. Fighting out of Milton Keynes, England, presenting Linton, the Swan Vassell. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner, at 6'2", weighing in 206 pounds even, the former Bellator light heavyweight world champion tonight brings a professional record with 18 victories, 4 losses. By way of Harrisburg, PA, he fights out of San Diego, California, USA, introducing Phil, Mr. Wonderful Davis.
Get back on the winning track here tonight, the bell and round 1. Phil Davis in the red gloves, Linton Vassell in the blue gloves. What are you looking for early, John?
What I'm looking for out of Linton Vassell is to establish himself in the center of the cage and make Phil move. Make him come to you. Don't sit there and start to press, because what you'll see out of Linton is many times he comes forward and he creates the actual grappling exchange instead of staying at a good striking range that he's so good at. And Phil needs to close the distance on him, and when he gets inside, do the things that he has done throughout his career. Grapple like nobody else can.
Vassell catches the kick of Phil Davis, and living up to his nickname, Swarming Davis, before Davis turns the tables and delivers a short right uppercut before exiting. Double jab, nice double pump on the jab from Linton Vassell, fighting from a southpaw stance.
And what I'd like to see, I like that you keep seeing Phil utilizing the kick. He's not stopping because Linton caught it. He's going back after it.
Both Vassell flashing that front kick. Somewhere Vitor Belfort just flinched. As Phil Davis and Linton Vassell both looking for another opportunity at the light heavyweight title. Of course, the current 205-pound champion Ryan Bader busy moonlighting in the Heavyweight World Grand Prix, where he will face Matt Mitrione in one of the semifinals. Our man at the desk with Jay Glazer, Chael Sonnen, will collide with Fedor Emelianenko in the other semifinal, and both Vassell and Davis have uttered the one word I cannot stand in combat sports. It begins with an I, it ends with an M. You can say it, John, it makes me puke. Interim. There's no need for interim titles.
No, I don't like interim titles, because look at, there's one champion, there's a reason why.
Davis.
Really nice takedown. Look at, Linton Vassell talked about his ability to get back to his feet. He just demonstrated it right there. Everything that you're seeing out of him right now is
nice
outstanding.
Takedown defense by Vassell.
Phil is very good in this position of utilizing Darce chokes and switching them to anacondas at times.
Davis has 5 submission wins. He has never been stopped. A record of 18-4 with 1 no contest. Linton Vassell 18-6 with 1 no contest. Vassell has suffered 3 knockout losses and been submitted via rear naked choke, as he continues to pepper the lead leg of Phil Davis with those outside low kicks.
People forget who Phil Davis has faced in his career, putting out guys and submitting Alexander Gustafsson, people that they don't even remember those fights. He has fought everybody that's in the top 10.
Davis does hold victories over the likes of Lyoto Machida, Antonio Rogerio Nogueira, King Mo Lawal, Glover Teixeira, and on and on.
Pretty good list.
Yeah, a tremendous career. At 33 years of age, feels that he has another light heavyweight championship run in him. 0-2 against the current champion, but needs to get past Linton Vassell first, and Davis sneaks in a right hand on Vassell. Vassell trying to bedevil Davis with switching his stances.
He did. He went from his normal orthodox into a southpaw, did the spinning back fist. Now he's back just switched again, but he is looping his shots, and you're seeing that Phil Davis is coming in with straight shots, and those are getting to the inside.
Vassell tagged him, and Davis responds with another short right uppercut. Under a minute remaining in the first round, and Davis catches Vassell. May have been off balance, but did momentarily stagger him with the right.
The one thing that I'm seeing out of Davis, straight shots compared to Linton Vassell's big looping shots. The straight shots are normally going to get there first.
Overhand right connects for Davis. Davis told us that Vassell had to have a great game plan. Davis wants to be the best striker, the best grappler, the best wrestler, the best man, period, in this fight tonight. Davis comes in, lands a right hand, and a knee, and another knee right up the middle of Vassell. Right hand lands for Davis, the best offensive display from Davis thus far in the opening round as the clock ticks away down to the final seconds. Good opening 5 minutes.
Gentlemen.
The bell and round 2. Big John McCarthy has the unofficial scorecard.
10-9 for Phil Davis. He landed the better strikes throughout it. Landed the big knees inside. That's the difference.
Can Vassell take a moral victory in the opening 5 minutes with his takedown defense?
I think he really can. Moral, you look at what he did in getting himself back up. He did not settle for positions, and that's exactly what you want out of your fighter.
Vassell trying to establish the jab.
Linton, keep those fingers in for me. On that lead hand, keep those fingers in.
The best thing that you can get out of Linton Vassell is that straight hand, that straight jab, be it through the right hand or left hand, depending on which stance he's in. Keep popping that hand in Phil Davis' face. This length is giving Phil some problems. When he can move himself into a closer range, he's being effective.
Vassell from England, but now living in Florida. Last time he was back in the UK was for Christmas, so he was very excited to get this assignment here at SSC Arena, Wembley, kicking off Bellator 200 against Phil Davis. Davis defeated Liam McGeary to become Bellator light heavyweight champion before losing it against Ryan Bader in their rematch.
One of Linton Vassell's best efforts ever was his fight against Liam McGeary, where he put Liam McGeary into an arm triangle choke and choked him on, well, choked him to the point of attack.
Vassell continues to work out of the southpaw stance. Davis trying to find a way to close the gap. Attacks the lead leg to the outside, then delivers a couple of punches upstairs, and McGeary, or excuse me, Vassell, single shooting.
I put that in your head, that's me.
Yes, you did. And both of them, of course, they share a few opponents, common opponents. 3 minutes now remaining in the second round.
It's really interesting to see how Phil Davis is starting to work on the length of Linton Vassell that has given him some problems.
Oh, Vassell.
Beautiful.
Again, Davis catches the kick, secures the takedown, and goes to the back mount.
Not back mount yet, but it was the way what he did when he caught the kick as Linton tried to turn himself out of that and get his leg free. You saw Phil diving straight into that body, getting a body lock and taking him down. Now he's landing big shots. This is where Linton Vassell, talk about getting out. Got to get out. There he goes again, man. You have to be impressed with that.
Davis
not settling.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu blue belt as Vassell gets back up to a vertical base, but is pinned along the fence by Davis, who has that free right hand. Now the collar tie delivers a couple of knees. The gum shield, as it's known in the UK, falls out of the mouth of Vassell. Coming up on the final 2 minutes of the second round. Davis, with that separation, could attack with the knees. On cue.
He's attacking with the knees, dirty boxing inside. Very effective clinch work by Phil Davis right now.
And Vassell has to try to
watch those knees, get those knees clean.
Turn the tables here on Davis, doing some pummeling, but Vassell finally able to separate himself from the fence, delivers a knee, but then is pushed back to the fence by Davis, and referee Roberts, with the momentary lapse in action, allows Vassell to put that gum shield back where it belongs.
Got to give him the safety equipment, a perfect time to do it. Didn't interrupt the fight when Phil Davis was doing damage.
Vassell goes for the takedown, defended by Davis, but Davis giving up his back, and Vassell managing to muscle Phil Davis to the ground.
And has that arm inside. He can get that right hook with his leg, Morrow. He's going to have a good position.
Under a minute left in the opening round. Davis with the, well, backdoor escape, but he didn't need to. He now has top position on Vassell.
And that's what it's like trying to stay on top of a guy that can wrestle the way that Phil Davis can wrestle. He can scramble his way out of such positions that you think you have him and you don't.
Davis began wrestling in the 7th grade, was a 4-time Division I All-American at Penn State. We talked about him winning a Division I title. And Vassell though with another takedown, but immediately Davis just kind of threw him over his head.
Really impressive movements by both guys. Linton Vassell, man, he's getting himself, he's doing exactly what Phil thought he would try.
Right head kick by Davis after a nice kick. Punch combination by Vassell. And we are through 2 rounds of this pivotal light heavyweight matchup at Bellator 200.
Contact. Fight. Bring it on.
3rd and final round. Your unofficial scorecard reads.
Unofficially, I right now have Davis up 2 rounds to none, 10-9, 10-9. Vassell's got to do more work to take away what Phil Davis is doing.
Vassell trying to establish the jab, then switches back to southpaw stance, straight left down the pipe, misses. Davis staying at range, trying to use that jab as a range finder.
And what you're talking about, Moore, is exactly right. Just that exchange right there. If you're watching and you're judging, both guys are throwing their hands out, but Davis's shots are touching Vassell, and Vassell's aren't touching Davis the same.
Davis checked that inside low kick by Vassell. Davis training at Alliance MMA, another decorated gym in MMA lore, John.
Very good gym, you know, just run by Eric Del Fiero. He's great with his fighters. They're so
Lights out, Linton Vassell, Mr. Wonderful Phil Davis with an exclamation point to begin Bellator 200.
Look where the hands are at. Throws the punches, stepping off. Phil, just look where his hands are at. That's the big thing. Boom, right over the top of his left hand. Hits him clean. That shot doesn't even touch him, hits the floor. Linton Vassell gets dropped with a huge kick that's going to put anybody down.
Now moves to the flyweight division, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing the blue corner, at 5'6", weighing in 125.5 pounds. Her professional record: 9 wins, 3 losses with 1 draw. Fighting out of Cornwall, England, presenting Kay Jackson. And across the cage, her adversary out of the red corner, at 5'5", weighing in 125 pounds even. As a professional, she's undefeated, 5 victories, no defeats. Fighting out of Moscow, Russia, Anastasia Yankova.
Bring it up.
Undefeated Yankova in the red gloves, Kate Jackson in the blue gloves, and a fast start to this fight, John.
Yeah, Kate Jackson's a very, very strong girl for the 125. She used to fight at 115, and at 125 she's got energy, she's got strength, and she is a good grappler on the ground. Yankova's got a lot of submissions, but I don't know if she can stay in that grappling range with Kate.
Yankova,
great job of stopping the takedown, though.
Ends up in half guard, and immediately Jackson wants to control her posture. And Yankova trying to create separation. Jackson able to maneuver her to the cage, and you can see her already utilizing the opportunity here to just try to put all of her weight on. Yankova now has her flat on her back.
And the thing right in the mount, what you needed to watch at that was the way Kate Jackson was using her head as a third arm and maneuvering Yankova's head into a position where she could not stop what was occurring.
Kate Jackson all over Anastasia and Yankova. in the opening moments of this first round. Jackson trying to secure both hooks in as Yankova just turtling up.
Kate Jackson is very, very well versed on the ground. She's strong here. She's got great balance. She knows what she's doing, and she's not in a rush. She's got a lot of time. She's just going to pick her moments here. Yankova's got to work at getting out.
Jackson has just one submission win via guillotine choke, but looking for the rear naked choke here on Yankova. But Yankova able to turn into Jackson. Beautiful escape by the Russian fighter.
As you said, beautiful escape, put up with a lot of pain and pressure to get herself where she wanted to be.
And Jackson is back in a dominant position. Oh, a couple of left hand. Well, the left landed on the nose, and then there's a couple of shots underneath Yankova's armpit before she tries to neutralize Jackson's punching attack.
Jackson's in a very strong position. This position she's got with hip to hip right here and her leg with that Turk. This is not an easy position for Yankova to move her off of her. She's got to open up. She's trying to stop with her by holding onto the one hand. But that's not going to last for long. You've got to work at getting yourself through this, get out. Start to turn towards her, start to stand up. Utilize the fence to get yourself up.
Jackson started training mixed martial arts because she was doing a lot of judo competitions. She really wanted to know if the striking part of her game would work or not. It was about finding something where she could use everything, and she is in control here in the first round against the undefeated Anastasia Yankova. This is action in the women's flyweight division. 2 minutes left in the first round.
And you see the shots that Kate Jackson is putting underneath the arm coming up. That's all smart thinking fighting.
If you were in Yankova's corner, what kind of instructions would you be yelling at her, technically speaking, from this position?
Technically speaking, I need her to let go of the wrist, put her hand to the ground, get her knee to the ground, and start getting up. That's going to stop what Kate is doing right now.
A minute and a half left in the first as Jackson continues to fish for that rear naked choke, attacking Yankova with the left hand. Yankova has both hands on Jackson's right, and I agree with you, John. She should release.
She has to release, but she's not. Kate Jackson is doing everything that we would tell you to do. I want you to pick your shots. Don't just sit there and throw crazy. Pick your shots and look where they're going to land, and she's doing that.
Jackson feeding Yankova, steady stream of left hands, looking to achieve full mount. Yankova keeping her in half guard for the moment. Final minute of the first. It's been all Kate Jackson.
You're right. Kate is looking for that full mount, and she's going to get it when she wants. She's just going to slide her knee through. She is dominating the positional grappling of what's occurring, and the way she's going about it, you can say nothing. It's outstanding in all of her movement, everything she's doing, and the technique she's utilizing to do it.
If the fight remains the same for the final 30 seconds, would you score it a 10-8 round for Jackson?
You have to. Look at, this is about positional dominance. It's about damage. She has done those things, and when I have both of those things together, I shall give the fighter a 10-8. Look at you, Moro.
I don't have a mirror, but thank you. Rough start for the Russian, Anastasia Yankova. One-way traffic for Kate Jackson, dropping hammer fists at the bell. Get back into this fight. And with all due respect to Mr. Swick, who I respect as a fighter and a trainer, maybe need a little more technical talk there, John, or am I overstating it?
No, look, you're in that position. He was trying to be almost a cheerleader for her, get her back up, because she knows. She knows, oh, I got beat bad in that round, and there's no doubt about it. But you do need to say, this is what's going to work for you. This is what we worked at. I need you to try this.
Well, Kate Jackson back on the attack, has Yankova against the cage. And
exactly what Mike Swick was talking about, you need to keep her off of you right away. Kate Jackson is into her, and this is where her problems are going to begin.
Yankova trying to crossface, just create separation any way she can. Jackson smothering her, delivering a couple of rabbit knee strikes to the thigh.
And if you're going to frame with your arm like she was, don't just hold on with an overhook on the other arm. I want to start to dig to try to either get the underhook as I frame so I can bring a shot, or pushing her out.
Yankova started training karate at 6 years of age, started training in mixed martial arts in 2012 as Jackson looking to...
Kate's got a nice high crotch here.
High crotch, and but Yankova. Well, Jackson able to again make it work.
She did. That fence, she actually got her foot caught up in it. That's what changed the position of that high crotch. Kate Jackson comes right back on top.
Jackson prefers the ground game, as we are witnessing here, has a heavy top game. She loves to use a variation of that high elbow guillotine choke that was mastered by none other than one of the masters, Marcelo Garcia.
There's certain guys that can just do a guillotine choke. Cody McKenzie was one of the ones. God, he could do a guillotine choke. Jake Shields, man, the way some people can torque a guillotine choke is incredible.
2 minutes gone here in round 2, and Anastasia Yankova finds herself in the same position she spent a lot of round 1, as Jackson just grinding away.
And you're seeing the positional dominance of Kate Jackson in these positions, because she's posturing, she's looking to throw the elbows. Good job by Yankova to try to get herself back up. That was nice.
You and I talked earlier before we were on the air about that shoulder choke that can be, come from a guillotine attempt that we don't always see, John.
Yeah, we call it the Von Flue choke, and a lot of times when people go for guillotines and they're being taken down, and I don't know why, female fighters tend to hold on to the head more than anybody, but if you're going for that guillotine, you get taken to the ground, you cannot leave your hand on the head, because you can be put into a shoulder choke, which we call the Von Flue.
Does Jason Von Flue get residuals every time we say that name?
I don't know.
Under 2 minutes left in round 2.
I've worked hard at getting his name out there. Nice. See how she got her hands together on that? That's where that takedown has a really good chance of coming about right now.
Minute 45 left in the second round, and Anastasia Yankova unable to
switch right back to that high crotch now. Here. You see her getting light. You see her trying to dig her foot into the cage, trying to create a pressure.
Jackson just pouring it all on. And again, to the neophyte MMA fan, John, they may think, well, not much is happening, but Kate Jackson is expending all kinds of energy, as is Yankova in this position.
Oh, so much energy. This is so difficult, so
watch your heads,
exhausting.
ladies, watch your heads.
I think they both touched heads right there. A little bit of a clash of heads.
Oh, Jackson trying to change levels. Wide base by Yankova to avoid the takedown.
Yankova's doing a better job of at least stopping what Kate is attempting to do. Some of it's a little bit riding the edge of what's legal, but she is getting it done and not allowing Kate to get her back down to where she starts getting beat up on the ground again.
Let's make it work, Kate. I'll split you up. Come on.
Yankova with a diploma in psychology, trying to find a way to outsmart Jackson.
We got an Uchimata there with that wizard. Now she's going after the leg. She needs to extend her hips out. Keep her off of you. That's
beautiful
better. That's a better position right here. Again, extend the hips. Don't allow your hips to get closed.
Yankova now dropping some left hands on Jackson. Yankova trying to maximize this opportunity, knowing she is behind on the scorecards. Less than 30 seconds left in the second round. Short elbows from Yankova.
Getting after it with mean elbows.
We are headed to round number 3. You're watching Bellator 200 women's flyweight action between Anastasia Yankova and Kate Jackson.
Stop.
Round number 3. How do you have it after 10 minutes of competition, Big John, in your unofficial scorecard?
Unofficially, I got Kate Jackson ahead. She's won both rounds, one of them by 10-8.
But Yankova coming out strong here before being immediately neutralized by Jackson.
Yankova did a really good job at the end of that round, coming and landing some good hammer fists, good elbows. It just wasn't enough to make up all the things that she lost in that round. You have to be pleased if you're Mike Swick with your fighter and what she ended up doing in that round, because she was way more competitive in that round than she was in the first round, and even had moments that she was doing well.
Don't grab the cage. Don't grab that cage.
Still to come in our main event, Rafael Carvalho defending the middleweight championship for the 4th time against, by far, his most dangerous opponent, top middleweight Gegard Mousasi riding a 6-fight winning streak.
And if you're Kate Jackson here and you're going for that high crotch, you want to bring your hips closer to your opponent's hips. That's what's going to allow them to start to get light.
They exchanged short strikes, and I was going to ask you, was it worth the expenditure of energy at that point?
Well, if you're not going to end up getting her up right now, she's trying to hit the double, trying to get her hands together. I can't see if she's actually got them together or not. It looks like she's got an S grip. She has the ability if she can get her head out from this position, because with her head here, she's not going to have the back strength to pick Anna up. You know, when I was writing things about these girls, one of the things I put down that Anastasia is a tough girl, and she is proving that. She is in this fight. She is working hard. Kate Jackson's having to work hard to try to do what she does. But you got to give it to Anastasia Yankova. She is just a tough girl that does not give in.
Yankova fighting out of Moscow, representing AKA Thailand. What a gym in Phuket. Mike Swick, of course, that's an AKA affiliate, AKA one of the most dominant gyms in mixed martial arts history out of San Jose, California. As Yankova has Jackson now on her back. And Yankova has to take advantage of this opportunity to try to deliver a solid message to the judges. She has Jackson on her back. What should she be doing here, John?
Well, Anna needs to do exactly what she's doing. She needs to come forward. Her leg is trapped by the entwinement that you're seeing with Kate's right leg. And so it's keeping her a little bit. Now that it's free, drop that knee to the ground and start moving your body and start now, right hands, utilize that position and start dropping heavier shots.
And so Yankova in side control, maybe looking to employ a crucifix if given the opportunity, and it's exactly what she's trying to do.
Well, from Kezakatame before, she's gotten that arm lock for a submission, and I think that's what she's looking. Yep. Right now, Anna's utilizing a lot of good pressure. I think the big thing is exactly what you were talking about, Morrow. Kate was utilizing a lot of energy trying to get her down, and I think she's tired now, and now's Anna starting to pour it on and start to try to bring this back into her court.
Jackson giving up her back on her feet. Yankova with a minute remaining in the fight. Yankova now beginning to, well, Jackson turns into work. Nice escape by Jackson.
Beautiful work by Kate Jackson. This is where, when you have a fighter, you're telling, if you know you're starting to get to a bad position, don't hold on to it. Let go of it and start moving.
Now Jackson grinds away with an elbow to the face on Yankova. And Jackson looking to full mount. Now has the back mount, hooks her in with 30 seconds left on the clock.
And this is how things just happen quickly. If you go from a good position to a bad position, now you're in trouble with someone attacking your neck and being able to go after you when you can't do anything back to him.
Has Kate Jackson done enough to hand Anastasia Yankova her first professional loss? 10 seconds left in the fight. Jackson wants to end it before the final bell. Slashing elbow strikes. Kate Jackson with a terrific performance in the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, your three judges at cage side scored as follows: 30-26, 30-26, and 29-27. All have it for the winner by unanimous decision, Kate Jackson.
England's Kate Jackson hands Anastasia Yankova her first loss. A huge victory for Jackson, who improves to 10-3-1, 2-1 inside the Bellator MMA cage.
We're now set for 3 5-minute rounds in the middleweight division. From the SSE Arena, Wembley, we introduce the blue corner first. At 5'11", weighing in 184.5 pounds. In his Bellator debut, he enters tonight with 7 professional victories, 2 defeats, fighting out of Lancashire, England, presenting Carvalho. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner. At 6 foot, weighing in 185.5 pounds. As a professional tonight, he enters with 11 wins, just 1 defeat, fighting out of London, England, introducing Michael Shipman.
7-2, and immediately they come out to the center of the cage, and a right hand by Shipman drops Noon. Mike Shipman with the right hand. This is it. Mike Shipman making a statement. Seabass sending Carl Noon to La La Land.
Well, we don't have to go back far to see what happened. Watch the start of this fight. They both come out. Shipman lands that big right hand. It discombobulates Noon, and then watch the hammer fist from the top. Shots, boom, boom, he's out. Have to stop the fight. That's why Mike Shipman has never gone the distance and is now the undefeated for all of his fights except for his very first.
And it may be another 6.5 years before we see Carl Noon in an MMA cage as Mike Shipman stops him.
Again, watch the right hand.
Boom! Right behind the ear.
And then, you know, that it just discombobulates you. It takes away your ability to stand up. He goes after him. Noon tries to get him to guard. He tries punching, which is more just out of training. Now he's out. He's getting hit. Dan stops the fight.
Continues now with 3 5-minute rounds at a catchweight of 163 pounds. And now first introducing the blue corner at 5'8", weighing in 164.4 pounds. His professional record 4-6. He fights out of Hartlepool, England, presenting Griffiths. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner at 6 foot, weighing in 162.5 pounds. Tonight, he makes his Bellator debut, bringing an undefeated professional record with 3 victories, no defeats. Fighting out of Newcastle, England, introducing Aaron, the Joker Chalmers.
First round, you ready? Go fight.
Chalmers in the red gloves, Griffiths in the blue gloves. And there have, I mean, obviously Chalmers, a polarizing figure, John, by many in and outside of the MMA community. What do you think about his efforts thus far in the MMA game?
Well, from what I've seen, and some of the complaints is, well, he's this reality star. He's not a fighter. Well, look at, he's a fighter.
Using that wizard, but then gets taken down by Griffiths.
And gets right back up, which is showing training, and that's what he's been doing. He's been training and working hard to be that MMA fighter. Give the man respect. He gets in this cage, and he does fight.
And Chalmers switching things up with training, now training with Renegade Jiu-Jitsu. Partners include UFC vets Leon Edwards and Tom Brees. But Griffiths looking for that single leg takedown in the opening minute, now changing to a double leg attempt. Looking for the high crotch momentarily.
Well, Griffiths is working very hard for the takedown, but I'm telling you, in all the fights that I've watched him when he gets a takedown, his ground game is not where he should be. He should be in the stand-up position. Being on the ground right here, good job. He wants to suck those feet up under his. He doesn't do it. And this is what I'm talking about with his ground game. He makes big mistakes, which leads to him getting finished in the fight.
Griffiths has 2 submission wins out of his 4 victories. Has been submitted twice, and Chalmers 3-0 with 2 knockouts and a submission. And there's a knee by Griffiths, and Griffiths takes off, and Chalmers tags Griffiths.
That was a big knee that Chalmers took, but he kept going after him. And this is what I'm talking about when it comes to Chalmers. I've seen that he is a fighter. He doesn't quit.
Chalmers a standing
He's going to tell him it's
Chalmers.
over.
Griffiths goes down faster than the many libations Chalmers consumed on reality TV, and he will be celebrating his 31st birthday with members of the Geordie Shore. Aaron Chalmers victorious at Bellator 200.
Watch what occurs. You see a big knee thrown by Griffiths against the fence. He's getting up. The hand was actually down, but it's getting up. Throws the knee, goes after him. But Chalmers here, this is what I like about him. He fires back. And when he fires back, he connects and then goes after him on the ground. Let's take a look at this punch when he lands. Little left, right hand touches the chin, and every time I've seen Aaron Chalmers land that right hand, he hurts people. He obviously has power. Take a look at the finish, goes to the guillotine, starts to get his hips up into his opponent's hips. When you see a guy not defending that way, putting his hand out, it's telling you that is going to work. You're not stopping it. Great submission victory for Aaron Chalmers. There's the great guillotine choke, a lot of pressure. He goes out.
Bellator 200 co-main event, 3 5-minute rounds in the welterweight division. We introduce the blue corner first. At 6 foot, weighing in 170.5 pounds, the former Bellator world title challenger tonight stands with 19 professional victories, 4 defeats. Fighting out of Derby, Kansas, USA, presenting David, the Caveman Rickles. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner at 6'3", weighing in 170.4 pounds. Returning tonight to the Bellator cage, he enters undefeated with 12 victories, no defeats. Fighting out of London, England, introducing MVP Michael Venom Page.
What's happening? Bell in round 1. And the histrionics continue. Page's 8-fight Bellator winning streak tied for 3rd longest in company history behind AJ McKee's 11, Ben Askren's 9, and the mind games, Big John, already going on here. Lots of feinting.
You have a good movement by Rickles. He's not going backwards, he's going lateral. And that's what you have to do with MVP. You cannot sit there and go backwards. MVP, the only guy that you can match up in MMA with him is Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, because they fight very similar like.
Page's last fight in Bellator, November 2016 at Bellator 165, split decision win over Fernando Gonzalez.
That was a fight when you had Fernando Gonzalez thinking that someone like Fernando is going to come after MVP. He decided to sit back, try to be the counter striker, and those two styles just didn't work out. It was a boring fight that MVP ended up winning.
There's the lightning quick jab from Michael Venom Page.
But you notice where Rickles is starting to put Page.
Oh, and Rickles gets tagged again with that jab.
Again, look at the distance and look where he's starting to put Page. That is what Rickles can do. He's that kind of fighter. He's not going to just get
wow. Right uppercut. So precise. As precise as an atomic clock is Michael Venom Page.
And when you're looking at this, it's not so much the speed, it's the timing and his ability to change the distance when he wants.
Yeah, Page's timing makes a metronome envious. David Rickles standing in front of him and gets tagged with a three-punch combination by Michael Venom Page. There's another right hand that lands.
And again, look at the accuracy of what's occurring with Michael Venom Page here, Morrow.
Wow.
Those are straight shots right where they're supposed to be.
How do you prepare for someone like Michael Venom Page?
You know what?
Serious question.
It is a serious question, especially for David, because you can't find people that match what he does. There's very few people out there that do, and so it's so difficult to get prepared to fight MVP.
Of course, Anderson Silva did meet Chris Weidman, and at times the histrionics can have a way of catching up to you, but not so far for Michael Venom Page, 12-0, including 8 wins in Bellator.
You know, the whole thing with Anderson Silva, Anderson was more of a Muay Thai style fighter.
Wow, spinning heel kick by Page that Rickles is saying no, 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 which usually means okay, yes. All right, we are watching a human video game in the form of Michael Venom Page.
You are, and look, see, notice again, notice the control of the distance. Rickles is doing things right, and he's coming after him, and he's throwing good offensive techniques, and they're just missing by inches. And that's what Michael Venom Page can do to you, and he can frustrate you.
Uh-oh. Okay. Michael Venom Page, all about putting on a show, wants to entertain, fell in love with salsa dancing, capoeira, all about body movement, and it is beginning to fluster, discombobulate David Rickles, and that I'm sure is part of Michael Page's plan.
It always is. You want to get into your opponent's head. You want to make them guess. You want to make them feel confused, because that's going to lead to you being victorious.
One of those shots by Page has already forced caused a leaky fall. And Rickles gets tagged by the right hand. Another right uppercut. Rickles back on his feet.
He's on his feet, but he is hurt. And this is where you look at Michael Venom Page, you go, all right, you're just different, because he just sits there and waits. He lets the guy get up, doesn't attack him, doesn't go after him. It's like, I want to play with you, and that's scary.
He is toying with David Rickles like a predator with his prey, and now even talking to David Rickles. But the caveman, a Bellator staple, he will stay in the fight as long as he can, but man, this is unbelievable.
Well, there was a lot of talk by Dave Rickles. He's going to take his heart.
Well,
and you know, those things that sometimes they come back to bite you. I like the fact that Dave said, I'm not afraid of you, but you got to give respect where it's due.
Another 1-2 combination that scores. It is Michael Venom Page's world in the first round, and we are all just visitors. Wow!
Look at this action from MVP. Look at those two shots straight. Boom, boom. Both of them landing it, and that's what diminishes a fighter. Straight shot again, just rattles his cage. And look at the movement, the lateral movement. Here comes that spinning heel kick. It does touch him. It doesn't hurt him, but it frustrates him and makes him upset with himself that it happened. Good right hand straight. Put him down, hurt him, and then watch. He didn't even go after him after that.
And he's about to try to give more hands to David Caveman Rickles here as we begin round two. How does David Rickles even begin to try to solve this?
It's so difficult, and it's so frustrating for David Rickles, because he's doing the things right. It's just that he hasn't dealt with someone that's as good at controlling that distance and understanding when to explode the top.
Oh, wow, lead right hand clocks David Rickles. And that just, Rickles' face exploded much, and the referee, it's over, much like the knee to Cyborg.
He's giving up.
He's giving up.
I don't know what he's doing. He's giving up.
Referee, he's giving up. It's over. Michael Venom Page, 13-0. And all I can say is Mamma Mia.
Watch this shot. Watch what he does here. Look at the timing. Boom. It's the timing that makes him so dangerous. His ability to see and to respond. As David Rickles is coming in, he makes that counter. Big right hand, and you see right here is where David Rickles says, I've had enough. And when you can get a fighter, fighter as experienced as Dave Rickles, yeah. I've had enough, that's something.
It's incredible. Like you said, if you get the caveman David Rickles to capitulate like that, you are something special, my friend.
You are. You know, you see this out of Vasily Lomachenko. You see guys quitting because they cannot figure out what he's doing. Same thing with MVP.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the verbal submission comes at 43 seconds into round number 2. The winner by TKO, MVP Michael Venom Page. The time has come for the main event of the evening. 5-minute rounds for the Bellator Middleweight World Championship. Sanctioned by the Mohican Tribe Department of Athletic Regulation Chairman Kevin Brown. Chief of the Mohican Tribe is Lynn Malerba. Supervising at cage side, Mr. Mike Mazzulli. Tonight's main event brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste and only 96 calories. And now, first, introducing the blue corner. At 6'2", weighing in 185 pounds even, the former Dream and Strikeforce world champion enters tonight's world title fight with 43 professional victories, 6 defeats, and 2 draws. Hailing from Leiderdorp, South Holland, Netherlands, ladies and gentlemen, the challenger, Gegard Mousasi. And across the cage, the champion tonight fights out of the red corner. At 6'3", weighing in 185 pounds even tonight. In his 4th defense of the title, he enters with a near-perfect professional record of 15 wins, just 1 defeat. From Curitiba, Brazil, introducing the defending Bellator middleweight world champion, Rafael Carvalho.
His 4th title defense. The champion Carvalho in the red gloves, the challenger Mousasi in the blue gloves. Mousasi told us that Carvalho's height and length was the only 2 things that really gave him pause.
Well, in talking with him, the one thing he said is, look I know he's dangerous. I know he's long. I know he's powerful, but I know how to fight him. And that was the confidence that he brought into this. So we're going to see, does he know how to fight this guy?
London crowd chanting Mousasi. Gegard Mousasi has fought all over the world for almost, I believe he's fought for every major promotion that has existed in mixed martial arts.
Think about it, Moro. Strikeforce champion, dream middleweight and light heavyweight champion.
2-1 in Pride. And now Mousasi explodes for the takedown. And Carvalho will try to get back up to his feet as quick as possible because you do not want to mess with Mousasi on the ground.
No, this is a big, important moment right now. Does Carvalho get back to his feet? Good. Carvalho gets back to his feet. That's very impressive, but he still has Gegard on his back, and he's going to bring him right back down.
And Carvalho, remember, in his professional debut, suffered a anaconda choke submission, but he's reeled off 15 consecutive victories since, and Carvalho now looking for a standing Kimura, but he's taken down face first by Mousasi.
Beautiful outside trip, and how he did that. That was beautiful, Moro. That was an impressive takedown by Gegard. Carvalho's using actually a lot of energy holding that weight, but he's doing it in a very calm and efficient manner, and he's just working here, which is impressive because Gegard is good everywhere when it comes to the grappling range.
First of a possible 5 5-minute rounds for the Bellator MMA Middleweight Championship. Go behind by Mousasi with the waist lock. He'll try to drag Carvalho back to the ground.
Normally in those positions, we say high head wins, but Gegard came from a low head position, got his head on top, gets on top. Carvalho
just past the midpoint of the opening round. Carvalho was attempting to control Mousasi's posture. Mousasi into full mount. Dire straits for the Bellator MMA middleweight champion.
And this is what we were talking about, the experience of Gegard. He's so calm when he fights, and he doesn't rush anything. He takes his time and moves himself now into the mount. You're going to see that he takes his time in this position. What does Carvalho do to start to get him out of the mount? That's going to say a lot.
I would like to measure Mousasi's heartbeat right now. It is incredible at how calm he truly is, and just systematically breaking down Carvalho. Carvalho just wanting to stay as close to Mousasi as he can. Neck crack attempt here, and Mousasi feeding Carvalho right hands.
You saw the lace with the left hand.
Oh, the ground and pound from the back by Gegard Mousasi.
Biggest thing is he's not being able to move.
Gegard Mousasi is the new Bellator MMA middleweight champion.
It's so hard to explain the pressure that a guy can create, but you look at what Gegard does right here in that mount position, but he's calm. He doesn't rush into anything. I've got good position. Let me start to frame. You see the arm coming across, and it's what he does in turning him. When he gets Carvalho to start to move, you'll watch him lace the arm, and that lace is what puts him in position to be able to control his body and start raining down those shots. Watch the left hand of Mousasi. It's not showing it, but once he gets this, his left hand laces the arm. And when it laces the arm on the other side, you see that wrist control. That's what starts this entire downfall for Rafael Carvalho. Big shots with the right hand. That left hand is laced. He can't move with it, and he's stuck in a position that the referee now sees that he cannot progress. He can't stop it. That's what Gegard does to win the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, it comes to an end officially. 3 minutes, 35 seconds into round number 1. The winner by TKO, and now the new Bellator middleweight world champion, Gegard Mousasi.